Hi, I'm Georgia Lieneman and this is Coast Community News Friday 5 at 5. Detectives from Tuggerah Lakes Police District have dismantled a large-scale drug supply network on the Central Coast. Strike Force Lamprey led to the arrest of 9 people aged 37 to 56, charged with over 320 offences. Police allege that the Bandidos and the Rebels outlaw motorcycle gangs were directly involved in what's being called an ice empire on the Central Coast. Tuggerah Lakes Police District Commander Superintendent John Grolton said the arrests were the culmination of 6 months of hard work by detectives.
Phase 2 of Strike Force Lamprey, initiated by the Tuggerah Lakes Drugs and Anti-Theft Unit in March 2019, was executed today across the Central Coast. That operation has been supported by our local detectives, our Target Action Group, generous police from both Tuggerah Lakes and Brisbane Water local area districts, and the Strike Force Raptor North, with the support also of the Public Order Riot Squad. So 9 simultaneous search warrants have been executed this morning across the Central Coast targeting drug supply, including drugs such as ice, cocaine and cannabis.
This week saw another tense council debate over the potential handback of $4.6 million earmarked by Infrastructure New South Wales for the Winnie Bay Clifftop Walk. Councillors rejected the Plan A proposal, which had been endorsed by Infrastructure New South Wales and the Darkinjung Land Council, and instead voted to seek more community consultation around 2 alternative proposals known as Plan B and Plan C, both of which have less environmental impact. The Infrastructure New South Wales funding offer is set to expire on September 18th. Separately, the council agreed to seek expressions of interest to design a giant pelican statue at the entrance. The motion, brought by Councillor McLaughlin, called for a world record-breaking piece of art to celebrate pelican feeding at the entrance and drive growth in tourism. This is what some of the locals had to say about the project.
I think it'd be a good idea and bring in the tourists and stuff, yeah, so I think it'd be wonderful, as long as they leave Percy Pelican where he is.
Do you have any attachment to Percy the Pelican that's there?
I do. My daughter's 35 and she had a little turn on him when she was 1, so he's been there forever. He's like our treasure.
I think the council can spend money on other ways to get people to come into the entrance. The entrance is dying. It's a beautiful spot physically, but big pelicans, no, it's not going to work. I'm a local, I've talked to local people, they all think it's a joke.
I think it's a good idea. I can't see any harm in it.
I think they need to do more about the lake and fixing the lake rather than putting a big pelican up.
What did the lake used to be like many years ago?
Oh, it used to be a beautiful lake. My wife, and we had a boat, used to go up and down here behind the toboggan behind it, and it was deep enough to go everywhere. And when we were younger kids, we used to go with the tide going out all the way down to the opening and run back up again and go back down again, and that's all gone now. All gone.
What do you think about the big pelican?
I have no idea. I'm just from the Netherlands visiting here.
Are you enjoying being on the Central Coast?
Oh, it's wonderful. We are here for 3 months. It's very nice.
The Regional Planning Panel has approved a $32 million redevelopment of Gosford RSL Club. The plan will see the new clubhouse built on the current car park adjacent to the Central Coast Highway. The new clubhouse will be 3 stories and roughly 50% larger than the current building, but on a smaller footprint. Ross Barry spoke with RSL CEO Russell Cooper.
Well, it's actually very exciting. We've been trading really well out of our current building to the point where the demand has actually outstripped the size of our building. So we need to look at where we can go, whether we expand the current building or whether we take the approach of building an entirely new building, which is what we ended up doing. Well, we're building the new club on the space which is currently the car park adjacent to Central Coast Highway and Yallambie Avenue. It's going to be 3 stories, a really striking building, which is something we're very conscious of, putting a striking building on this location, which is the gateway to the Central Coast. All the feedback we've had has been extremely positive. In fact, at the JRPP meeting last week, the members of the panel made a specific mention of how impressed they were with the design and the outcome of what the club was going to be like. And that's not really any accident because we spent a lot of time researching what the community needs and what our members want before we actually went into designing the building.
The Umina Beach community has been abuzz after a glimpse at what the upgraded Umina skate park could look like, with Central Coast Council publishing their latest report on the $8.25 million project. The project is believed to be a catalyst for a new era in sports tourism and recreation for the suburb. The designs were produced by Council's project partner, Trinity Skate Parks, and was informed by some of the best skaters and BMX riders in Australia. Since the plans went live, Umina Community Group member Mark Nitsos said that there was a real sense of anticipation and pride from the community.
We've been working on this project for 3 years now. It started off trying to fix a couple of little holes, fix the drain that doesn't drain properly, turns into a swimming pool, and through speaking to the council and the community, we worked out we needed more than just fixing the cracks. We needed to rebuild the whole area.
Tell us where your funding's coming from.
So we went out and we spoke to the different community groups and banks and organisations around. Bendigo Bank, they chipped in $50,000 to get the project started. Edalong Bowling Club chipped in $10,000, and then we started speaking to the government. And Lucy Wicks, she came up with the goods. She gave us $8.25 million to rebuild this whole park.
What's it going to look like?
We're going to have a world-class skate park here. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have a brand new pump track, one for adults, one for kids. We're going to have a huge bowl. We're going to have a small bowl. We're going to have a Ninja Warrior section. We're going to have parkour equipment. It's going to be world-class.
And how have the surrounding sporting clubs responded to it?
The clubs are loving it. We've actually been able to secure $1 million for each club around us, so that we're going to be able to rebuild the clubhouses for the soccer club, the tennis club, the cricket club and the football club, so they're all going to benefit as well.
What do the kids think?
The kids are over the moon. They've actually been able to put a lot of input into this park. We've been out speaking to them over the last 3 years. They've told us their ideas. They've let us know what they want, and we've delivered with this new plan.
The results of the New South Wales Government's 2019 My Community project are in, with several projects across the coast to be funded. Successful projects included, among others, a boat shed for Norah Head Marine Rescue Base, an expansion of the mountain bike trail in the Yarimba State Forest, and a social enterprise cafe to train at-risk youth in Tumbiumbi. Copacabana will get a men's shed, while Woy Woy will receive funding to rebuild the Peninsula Community Garden. Another successful project was the proposal to upgrade the Avoca Beach Picture Theatre, and we spoke this week with theatre owners Beth and Norm Hunter.
Well, the submission was initiated by the community. There have been our toilets fit in with the age of the cinema. They're close to 70 years old, so by and large, and they need updating, and the community have called for that, and they worked and they voted and they have achieved that. So congratulations to the community. We're going to be able to provide better facilities very soon.
A big weekend in sports saw the Terrigal Avoca Panthers take out the 2019 Hunter Central Coast AFL Black Diamond Cup with a strong 57-47 win over Newcastle City.
So it shouldn't have been.
Good call, sir.
And in we go. Keast gets the right hand down looking for O'Malley. Here's Crawford. He can kick these. What's he done? Jackson Crawford. You're joking. You are joking. Down there to Fleming. Fleming gets a kick away. Straight to Creswell. Creswell turns immediately inside forward 50. Smothered there. Hip and shoulder there by Creswell, and they're away. They're out the back again. That ball will sit up, and Brandon Thomas and Carbon coming to the first goal.
Bishop tries to feed Grimmin, gets it to him. Bishop chased by Selkirk. Superb delivery off his non-dominant side. Polglaze needs to cross that, does. Puts it up there. Ellis is underneath it. Carroll. Bellbird! Done it! Down the spine by the look of this. Oh, he's got it smothered. City up and about at the moment. Can they produce something here? Durbridge can kick down!
Here they come.
Polglaze. Good call, Lucas Holmes. This is just so exciting to watch.
And there it is. Full time. Terrigal Avoca win back the Black Diamond Cup.
In rugby, reigning premiers the Yarimba Razorbacks have bowed out of the premiership race after losing the elimination semi-final to the Gosford Red Devils. In a seesawing first half, the lead changed several times, with Yarimba going in at half-time just 1 point in front. But the Red Devils took control in the second half with 3 more tries, including this try to seal the match. Gosford will now play the Terrigal Trojans this weekend in what promises to be an epic grand final. And we close this week with an excerpt from our exclusive interview with Dr. Stephen Stanke, Director of Music for the Royal Australian Navy and also the Artistic Director of Symphony Central Coast. Dr. Stanke has had an illustrious career and has now brought his expertise to assemble a world-class orchestra right here on the Central Coast.
My mantra really has been to play music that an audience will enjoy. It might be something quite mature and serious, or it might be some jazz, or it might be some Broadway tunes. As I said, I like music to take people away from the mundane. So when people come to a concert, the music might take them to a different place, take them to a different time, take them to a different experience that they wouldn't have during the normal day. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to hear and see at that concert. Yes, the main piece is a double concerto by Brahms for violin and cello, and our soloists are Karina Hollands and Carolyn Otto, and they're both locals. Well, actually Carolyn is from Sydney, but she plays with us quite a fair bit. It's a fantastically mature piece, wonderful to listen to, great melodies. Brahms writes very warm, encouraging music. Also on the program is the very famous Symphony No. 5 by Beethoven. Everybody can sing the first four notes. Da-da-da-dum.
Symphony Central Coast will be performing the German Masters of Fate at the Central Coast Grammar School on Sunday the 22nd of September, commencing at 2:30 p.m, and tickets for the event are available on the Symphony Central Coast website. Thanks for watching this special Friday 13th full moon edition. Stay safe this weekend. I'm Georgia Lieneman and we look forward to seeing you next week for Friday's 5 at 5.